So let's continue with the third stage of career preparation in management consulting, preparing for the job. So again, we start with the most important criteria. And those criteria are relevant for actually all cases you can imagine. So if you join as an intern, it's important to know about those criteria. If you join as an analyst as well. Also, if you join as a consultant, so a full-time hire, or even later in your stage, if you join as a more experienced person. I think it's very important to know about those 6 criteria that we talk about. So the first one is that you actively get familiar with the consulting industry. So I think it's very important that if you join a consulting firm, that you know pretty much how consulting firms work. You also should know how market develops, and you also should know about the different roles and career levels and so on in management consulting. So if you bought the course, then the module Introduction to Management Consulting is certainly a very, very good place to start. Besides that, there are many books about the industry that you can read as well. And also very important, I think, is to build a network of other peers in management consulting, so that you also know a little bit what's going on in different sectors and firms. The second important criteria is that you learn how to provide great deliverables. So you see, in management consulting, most stuff that you do, especially as a junior consultant, is that you work on deliverables. And a deliverable is basically a final product, like a PowerPoint presentation or an Excel model or stuff like that. And it's very important that you have a certain process that ensures that those deliverables always have very high quality. And if we talk about high quality, this means that you have a good work process, that you, especially if you interact with your consulting team, that you know exactly how to manage expectations, how to get feedback, how to work with iterations. It's also important that, for example, if you work on PowerPoint slides or even Excel models, that you know how to apply design principles that will help you to make your deliverables look great. And obviously they should be in a great quality. This means that in your Excel model, you shouldn't have any mistakes. In your PowerPoint presentation, you shouldn't have any spelling mistakes and so on. So this is all very important if we talk about great deliverables. Then obviously you should know the basics of PowerPoint and Excel. So most of the time you will work with those 2 tools. So it's very important that you know how to structure presentations in PowerPoint, how to build slides. So in consulting, there is a very specific style of slides that you do. It's important to know about that. And in Excel also, that you know about the basic functions, that you know how to build models, that you know how to do the analysis. It's basically always the same steps. It's data preparation, it's data analysis, and it's data visualization. So it's very important that you know about that as well. Then another topic that is useful to know is that you know how to apply consulting tools. So there is, for example, the problem solving process that should be familiar to you. This is the process that a consultancy uses to get from the problem to the solution. Also, there are various interview techniques that you can apply. You see, one important tool in management consulting is that you use interviews to get information. There are certain techniques here that you should know about. Also, you should know how to do research efficiently, and for example, that you also know how to write protocols, because you will be in many meetings at the beginning. And probably your role will be at the beginning that you write those protocols, and there are certain rules that you should follow. Besides that, it's also crucial that you know about organization and communication. So you have to be organized, you have to know how to structure your to-dos, how to prioritize your tasks, how to work with your calendar. stuff like that. Also, if we talk about communication, you will deal with several stakeholders. It's important to know about personality types, to apply certain communication principles, and to just be professional in business communication. And last but not least, I think another topic that only few people talk about, but that is crucial to have a good career management consulting, is the right mindset and to actively manage your work-life balance. So this means that you know how to deal with stressy situations, for example, that you know how to deal with setbacks, that you know how to motivate yourself, all of that stuff. And also, if you only have limited time for your private life, here it's key also to be happy in consulting in the long term, to apply the right strategies, to apply the right tools, and to actively manage your work-life balance. So those are the six topics that, in my opinion, are the most important. One thing that I want to say here is that most people only focus on preparation stage number 2. So most people only focus on the interview preparation, but they very often forget that getting into consulting doesn't make you a good consultant. So I think it's very important that you know about these 6 aspects. And if you're interested in learning more about them, we have a separate course about that will teach you all of those skills I talked about. So if you're interested in that, you should check it out. The link is below the video. So with that being said, that are the important criteria that you need to fulfill in order to prepare for your job. In the next video, I will talk about some tips that I want to share with you.